Hi everybody, my name's Hilda Smith and alongside me is my trusty partner Megan Andrews, and she's got her pad poised ready to do some drawing as well. And so we shall start. There you go. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope I got my rubber handy somewhere. I might need a rubber. Okay, so let's turn around. This is landscape, and if we do it the other way, it's portrait. So I'm just going to do it in a portrait. There you are, we're okay. We're going to do it in a portrait mode. And of course, the topic today is tennis. And I don't know if you've heard of Wimbledon, but Wimbledon is in London, where you get lots of really good tennis players and they work very hard to compete. So today we're going to draw a tennis scene, I suppose, and rather than a Wimbledon, we say a tennis scene. So we do the tennis court, so we need to get a short line at the back and we need a bigger line at the front, because we have to show a bit of perspective. So by joining that up there like that, and then that way we will be able to see the length of the tennis court. Okay, so it's not very straight. I'm at an angle, apologies for that. I'll bring it towards me in a moment and I'll just rub out that little end for me. That's it. It's always difficult without a ruler, but you need to get into the habit of not having a ruler. So it's the same size, it just because it's at that angle, it looks different. And if I said to you, put a rug on it on a floor, you wouldn't do a rug like that, would you? You would do one like that. So it's big at the front, small at the back. And that way, that rug looks like it's on the floor. And that rug looks like it's up in a picture. So we do it like that. And our tennis courts, we're going to be looking at it. We're looking at it, and there's the long race. So the halfway mark is not really going to be exactly half because it's smaller at the back. So I'm roughly going to put a line there. Okay, so now we need to divide our tennis courts up. Along the side, we have a line here, which obviously will look like it's getting bigger as it comes towards us. And then we've got another line here, which again would look like it's a bit bigger as it's coming towards us. Now, I don't know if you know anything about tennis. Lots of people don't really watch the game because they say, Hilda, I don't understand it. If you don't understand it, how can you watch it? Okay, so I'm thinking by here, I'm going to do the post about halfway for my net. So I'm going to do an upright like that for my net. So the net would stretch across there and down there. And it's quite taut. Taut means tight. And usually they might have a little coloured band or white or red or something like that. And this would be a line which would be darker because it would be in a bit of a shadow. And it's a netting. So you have little lines going across like this. And then they have lines coming down, which I don't intend to do every line, so I'll speed it up a bit. Oh, we'll have a little support for this net, roughly in the middle. So I colour that in. It's probably white, actually, thinking about it, that line. So I might take it out after because I've got it dark. Okay, so there's your net, which goes across, and there's the post that holds it together. And there's a little support there just for the net, not for it to go on the ground. So this would be, there's the ground there with the shadow on. Okay, so you've got that now. So we need to get another line here now, by here, coming down about here. Okay, and then you've got a line there. Okay, and then this side we line it up. It'll look like a bit bigger because the rest of that line is there where it's halfway, because the tennis thing is in the way. So we bring that down there, and we bring that down there. Now when you're playing tennis, you have to start off by getting it into one of these squares. So the person there would have to go boop and knock it over. Okay, so you've learned a little bit about tennis as well. So that's the court. Okay, and what should we do? Should we just draw a racket? Is just to show what a racket looks like. You may come up. I always like to draw a middle line whenever I'm drawing anything, and I'm going to put this racket just to show it's a racket by there, something like that. And then I'll bring these sides down, and then I'll bring that in the middle, and I'll bring that like that for our racket. Let's do, sometimes they're quite short, their handles, and it might come out a little bit more. And I'll put a piece there, show thing. Okay, so there we've got our tennis racket. We're going to go inside there to show the framework now, and we'll go it around like this. Okay, and because we're looking at it a bit on the side, I'm just going to do another line like that and put some little dots. Well, they're not dots, they're where the strings are attached to these holes in the net, in the, you know what I mean, racket. So I'm just going to bring these lines across like this. And we can leave that line there, that won't hurt. And we can fill in our little lines like that. And these would be attached up there somewhere, but we can't see them. So there, we can see the side of that racket, okay? Oh, there's a posh racket we've got, haven't we? So there's our racket. I like that racket. Don't you, Meg? You like that racket? I think it looks pretty good. You want a ball now, I suppose, do you? So when you're doing a ball, let's do a round circle like that as a ball. And they have like a U or an S shape. Let's just give it a shape like that. And as you know, that is white usually, and the rest is green. And there's our ball. And that is good. So far, so good. Now, where does the referee come? I think the referee has a box. Should I put him by there or there? It looks like it's a little bit bigger that side. So perhaps I'll put him that. No, we've got this there. No, change my mind. I'm going to do the referee. He has to come about here. Okay, and we put him by there. Okay, and there's where he sits. Up there, and he'll dangle his legs over there. Okay, and then there we'll just have a little side there, and they climb up. There's spaces there, something like that. Okay, so that's the referee's box. But in front of that, usually the players have their bags and their drinks and that, and they also would have a chair. But it's a bit complicated to do the chairs, so I just do them like that. So that's where Jokovic, I watched his match today, very good. He would probably come and sit there, and he'd have his towel over the side of his chair. There'd be another one there, but you can't really see it. There's the one behind for the other player. And in front, I'm just going to rub out that corner. I'll bring it towards me. And I'm just going to rub out that corner a moment. And so then I can put down their bags. They need their bags, don't they? And in their bags, they'll have their little drinks, their cold pack or whatever. So they'll have stuff like that. Okay, and he'll sit on his chair and have a 5 minutes break while the man, well, if you're doing the man, we could just do the man. There he is. and he sits down there, and there's his legs down there. And he's got his laptop or something, I suppose, because he has to make sure whether they've gone in the line or not. So there he is up there. Oh, he's got to be a bit higher up. I don't know if I've got him too high, but that looks about right. So he can see everything, and it'll beep if the ball touches these lines. Okay, so it's quite a bit you've understood about that, which is good. So you could, if you were very clever, you could do tennis players, but you might not want to do that because you've done the bat and the ball like that. So what I'll just do a line here, and here will be the stands. Okay, they use a little bit of advertising maybe, but behind there may be some people in behind there. And you probably have the ball boy. You can draw him, or you could just draw his legs. But we could draw him by there, come with his little shorts on. There he is. He's the one who looks after the balls and collects them. And then probably be another one by there.
You can't see it in the frame.
Right. Okay, thank you. So I brought it down a bit because you couldn't see it. Thank you, Megan. Good job you were there to keep an eye on me. So that's where the people go, and they would have their seats by there, wouldn't they? So, you could just do some little hairs and colour it in, give them funny colour hair if you wanted to, or you could just do seats. So that would be there, and then perhaps we'll have a board here with the score board on or something, shall we? There you are. Oh, there's Hilda, she's playing. And there's Megan. Oh, look, Hilda's won that one, 6-1. Megan's won that one, 6-4. I bet I win the next one, though. I bet not. You probably will, Meg, I expect. Sometimes they have like tarpaulin or something. If it gets wet, they usually keep that around there. So I just do a wibbly wobbly piece of tarpaulin. And you know what they always have at Wimbledon? They always have no, they don't always. If people are in the crowd, they ask for a dish of strawberries and cream. So for the last thing, shall we do a nice dish of strawberries and cream? What do you think, Meg?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on then. Let's have a glass dish. Oh, do you know my mouth is watering already? So let's have some nice fat juicy strawberries. There's the stalk, there's the stem. They're so expensive, though. I don't know, I probably would begrudge every mouthful me, but if I had to share it out, I would. You could only have one strawberry, Megan. They're probably, I don't know what they pay. Poof, some people buy them though, don't they? So I'm just going to put some little stalks there, and you can just about see them there. You like that? And then maybe that's on a bit of a table. And what would they have? Some cream? Would they have a dish of cream? I don't know if they would put them in a jug. Would they give them a jug of cream?
No.
Don't know.
Those little like ceramic jugs.
A little ceramic jugs. Oh gosh. Let's give it a lid then. Let's make it a bit bigger. I suppose we better give it a handle, hadn't I? Okay, I'm just going to bring that towards me, just to rub it out. There you are. So a little bit of it. Oh, have you do that? I forgot how to do that now. Something like that, and there's the lid. Okay, that'll do. Well, it might be a bit too much, that lid. You can't see anywhere to put your cream. So let's do that like that. There you are. If we do a blue stripe, it'll look like some cream, wouldn't it? You could have the back of a person, but do you think that's enough?
I reckon.
You reckon it's enough? I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you would. So let's just paint that in. Okay, the adults could look at this as well, really, couldn't they? Do you think we could have some? Let's just have some green paint then. So when all of this is all covered in grass, so we'll have grass outside and everything. So if I get my paints, there's a palette there, Big Meg.
Yeah.
A ceramic palette. No, we have a posh palette. We are posh.
Where is it?
Oh, look at the state of my paint box. Isn't that disgusting?
Signs of a good artist.
Oh, does it? There's a ceramic. Maybe I'll just get myself a brush and some water. And there's some water down there. So what we do, usually what they have stripes when they're going to paint the grass. When they're mowing the grass, the gardener always does them in stripes going across. So we just start off. There's a palette somewhere, Meg, for you for the thing. So what you mustn't do, or you could do, if you had a white pen or some white paint, all those lines have to be painted in white. I think I've got a Posca pen there. So I can cover right over this because it's all green, isn't it? So you could go right up. Okay, and over the net, mind. Don't forget you can see through this net. Okay, do you want to have a go, Meg?
I don't know.
So all that is green. And then what I would do afterwards, but you can go out the lines because all of it is green. It's all on grass. So instead of just doing it that patch as green, you do all of it in green. Look, all of it. It's all grass. Whole lot. Don't do the man's head. That's not grass. But what they do, where the players have been playing, I don't know if you're watching Wimbledon or any tennis program, usually it's where the players have been standing. Go through there, look. So it's easy to paint. You can go right out the lines. So I'm just going to put it right out the lines. I'm not going to do the strawberries green, of course not. But that is easy to paint, isn't it? So I'm not going to do it now, but if you were doing it professionally, you would have all these lines coming in like this, and they would come where the man had mowed the grass like that. And these lines, they go all the way round here as well, all the way down these lines, so they're coming like that. Okay, you didn't know that, did you know that, Meg?
No, I did not.
You have not been watching it then. If you were watching it, you would know. So it comes all the way down here. Okay, so it's all green. It's a little bit of a harder one. It's more for teenagers, I think, don't you? For this a little bit complicated. But you don't have to show all of that. You can just show a section of it. That's what I would probably do. But yours is looking nice there, Meg. She'll show you in a minute. Do you want to show you what you've done? Will you show me what you've done so far? There you are. We put that.
Not much. Not very much.
We just put it down there that she'd done the pencil drawing. You've done it very well. Look at that. You could do some more balls on it. Why don't you could do some more balls by there, couldn't you? Would you like to do more balls? I think you'd probably be expert at the balls. So we have all this is the green. This would be a darker green because it's where this the tarpaulin. So we can just put that in as a greeny bit there, like that. They roll it when it's raining. They quickly go over the tennis courts. There's probably another one the other side of it so it doesn't get wet. And where the players have been playing, it's usually by here they tuned up the grass. So it's all muddy and orange. That's where they've been playing. Where else do you think they've been playing? Where would the other little patches be? round by here where they go to get their drinks, I expect. They won't have lush green because they're always up and around there. And where else? The other side, where the other player goes. So that would be, and the longer you go with the Wimbledon, the more matches they are until they're restored. So that would be orange as well. So last thing, so we just going to colour our strawberries in. You got some strawberries, Meg?
Not yet.
Not yet? You're going to do some?
I will.
Oh, right, okay then. A few little bits there, but the rest is all smothered in cream. You can't see the rest, look. So we'll have nice little strawberries there. I've got that orangey colour, and maybe he's got a bag there that's orange, and the man's got the referee's got an orange hat on. I suppose that's dark there, isn't it? And you could just colour in your racket. Just your handle could be something like that. And I would get a yellow and I do inside there for that. And the green, you need a lighter green. So you can do that. But this is done in watercolour, but you can do it in your coloured pencils or with your felt tip pens, can't you? There you are. And you could do another one there. So you've got these dark lines here. Whoops, gone through my racket. Okay, and there, like that. And this would be, and they would be the darker green as well. So you could just do these stands with a darker green. Woo! I decided to do them in a dark grey instead. Not really, it's supposed to be in dark green, but it doesn't matter. And that could be in the grey, that one there. So there we've got that there. So we've got another one there. And we can have a bit of, I don't know, you could do all coloured heads, couldn't you? Well, I mean coloured heads. You've got some yellow hair. You've got some brown hair. You can have all sorts of different coloured clothes on. And just little blobs just so it looks like the people. And then what we would do then, we just take the blue stripe here, and I just going to bring that round there and put a bit of a shadow underneath my bowl of strawberries. Okay, and then there's a little cloth that we've got it on because we are posh at Wimbledon. So we've got that there, and then I'll just take a pencil or a pen. My pencil will do, and I'm just going to make some little dots like this for strawberries. If you had a yellow gel pen, would be even better to put your dots in, because you've got to have strawberry seeds so that they know what they are. So I'm just taking a little diluted yellow, and I'm just going to wash it over to show a bit of cream. There you are, a bit of yellow. And then the last thing, I want to get my green. I'm just going to come up with the green stalks and a little bit of green stalks there and there and there. Oh, a few little green stalks you can see in there. And I quite like my strawberries. And then when it's dry, then you take a pen, a white pen, and see if I've got one here. And then if it's dry enough, you can do these white lines, and then you have to go, oops, excuse me, I have to dab it first. So these have to be white. And coming across there, excuse me, I'll just see if I can dab it a bit more. Ah, there you go. So these would be like, you can cover over these. If you can do it, you would do it a bit better, because you could get a thick acrylic or a nice strong thing. And you come over there. Those are white lines, and the ball mustn't touch. So you've had a lesson in tennis. So that's white there. and that's white, and that's white there, and then you've got your white line there, a wibble wobble, white line there, and a white line there. And it's a bit difficult to get that to show up for you. I think you can just about get the idea of it. It didn't show up really, Meg, with the thing. So all this would be a white line. Just probably a little bit, just trying doing it in real time, aren't we? So, and this would be the white there. And there you are. We can get rid of our marks and put a few. Oh, do you fancy those strawberries?
Yeah, they look nice.
Do they?
Yeah.
There you are. And that's, in these you could just do, and you could use some felt tip pens. You haven't got to, once you've got your scene ready, you can do anything you like there, can't you? So would that do for today, do you think, Meg? Is it or not?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So it's a little tin. So it is, can we see it all in one go there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it
Nice
need
one.
coming up the camera?
There we go. You can see a bit better, I
You reckon it'd be all right? Anyway, it's all, oh, there you go.
Turn it sideways a bit.
Sorry?
Turn it sideways a bit.
Yeah, there you are. We have to reposition again. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been, hope you've enjoyed that. A little bit complicated maybe for the younger people. But what I would suggest is that you just did a section of it probably. This is more for 14-year-olds maybe. They could do
Yeah.
people and figures. And I'll just quickly show you one that I did earlier with just doing which I can't, I've lost a moment then.
No.
Okay. Can we pause it a moment?
No, sadly not.
Oh, we can't do that. Okay, well, apologies, can't find it a moment. But all I did was just do the tennis racket, the ball, and I did the net behind, and that was enough. So once you know how to draw the net, the tennis ball and everything, it's all quite nice to do. So thank you very much for watching, and Megan and I will say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.